Hey, guess what's happening on this week's episode of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with your friend and host, Oscar Camejo.
Hey, what's up, family? Welcome back to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your friend and host, Oscar Camejo. Hey, I got a question for you. How's those New Year's resolutions going? Yeah, I know we're already a few months into the new year, and maybe things started off really strong, but somewhere along the way, life happened. The motivation faded, old habits crept back in, and now maybe you're feeling like you're back to square one. But guess what, folks? You're not alone. This episode right here, this is your bounce back episode. I'm here to encourage you. So what if you've been struggling to stick to your health goals? This one is for you, whether you're a pre-diabetic, a full-blown diabetic, or maybe you know someone who is. We're going to revisit your personal why. We're going to break down what might have caused those slip-ups and talk about how to climb out of that rut without feeling shame, without feeling guilt, and definitely without throwing in the towel and giving up. Stick with me, folks, because this episode just might be the turning point that you need. So stick around and let's go. Be sure to visit the website at www.beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com for access to free resources and other information that will help you along your journey. If you would like to submit a question or a comment about the show or to learn more about the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle, you can always email me at hello@beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. Hey folks, this is a new year, but guess what? That new you that you've been working on, it hadn't faded away. You're still who you are. You're still committed, I know, but life gets tough. Well, the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast was designed to help people, specifically help diabetics make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes. Listen, I've been doing this for a number of years and I've met quite a few people and have spoken to people all across the globe who are struggling just like you. Listen, we're nearly 130 episodes in, and I tell you, people are having a challenge, especially if they're dealing with type 2 diabetes. It's not easy. The journey is not a cakewalk. But let me tell you something. I was able to turn my life around, and so many others have been able to turn their lives around too. If we can do it, you can too. You know, this episode is all about bouncing back and what to do when you fall off track. You know, every January we set out with the best intentions. We say things like, this year, I'm going to lose weight. This year, I'm going to eat better. This year, I'm reversing this diabetes once and for all. And there's so many other resolutions out there. You know which ones that you've made. But then the routine kicks in, right? Work gets hectic. Months come in. Stress builds up. The cravings come back. Maybe the scale didn't move fast enough. Maybe you had a bad week or maybe a bad month. Let's be honest. Maybe you've had a bad couple of months. And that's where you are right now. And before you know it, those goals that you started and you set out, they're just collecting dust. We've all been there, folks. Come on. Listen, I get it. I've been there, done that. Let me tell you, I didn't just fall off the wagon before. I let the wagon roll right past me and I kept walking in the wrong direction. But then I had a truth moment. I realized that, you know what? I can keep falling or keep failing or keep bouncing back. I chose to bounce back and bounce back better. And that's what I want for you. But here's the truth. Just because you slipped doesn't mean you fail. It means you're human, folks. And it also means it's time to bounce back. And like I always say, bounce back better, bounce back stronger. Now, I know many of you may deal with a lot of pain points, a lot of hangups, a lot of challenges, things that really trip us up. Here's about 4 things that really trip us up and 4 things that really are pain points. Number 1, cravings that feel uncontrollable, especially when stress hits You find yourself reaching for the snacks, the soda, and those comfort foods you know are holding you back. Those cheap meals stack up. Number 2, emotional eating. Sometimes you're really not hungry, you're just frustrated, tired, and overwhelmed. Food becomes a coping mechanism. I know what that's like. Now, number 3, inconsistent routines. Life gets busy, we know it. One missed workout can turn into 2 weeks of missed workouts. One fast food run turns into 5. And before you know it, you've stacked up so many calories in 1 week or over several weeks. And you're like, man, the weight has come back and it come back strong. And it feels easier to keep going down that road than to stop and turn around. But folks, you need to turn around. Now, number 4, shame and guilt kick in. This one's big. You feel like you should have done better. I know. So instead of reaching for help, you shut down or you slow down even further. But shame is not your friend, my friend. It doesn't help. It just keeps you stuck. So let me say this loud and clear. You're not a failure. Now, it's one thing for me to say it. I need you to say it. Now, repeat after me. I am not a failure. Go ahead. Say it right now. Let's do it one more time. I am not a failure. Okay, now listen, you're just in the middle of your own personal story, your own journey. And the comeback is always better than the setback. Trust me. Now, let's bounce back, though, with a battle plan. Now, step 1, pause and reflect. You should ask yourself, what caused me to fall off in the first place? This may be your second fall off, your third fall off. It doesn't matter. But I do want you to pause and reflect. Be honest. But don't beat yourself up. Was it stress? Was it a bad relationship? Was there a breakup? Was it vacation? Did you stop meal prepping? Did you start sleeping less? It's time to pinpoint exactly what happened so you can fix it. It's like when you go to the mall, right? And you're trying to find a store in the mall and you come through one entrance and there's a map. There's a map that says you are here. So in order to know where you're going, if you're trying to go to a specific department store, you have to pinpoint where you are. That's where you are right now. At step 1, pausing and reflecting. Step 2, recommit to your personal why. Remember why you started this in the first place. Was it to get off medication? Was it to beat type 2 diabetes? Was it to prevent yourself from losing a limb? Was it to prevent your high cholesterol from getting worse and being at a greater risk of heart attack and other health-related diseases? Listen, do you want to be around longer for your kids or even your grandkids? Do you really want to finally feel good about your body again? Now, don't forget your why. I want you to write it down. Write down your vision. Make it plain so you can run with it. Say it out loud. Keep it visible, folks. Again, step number 2, recommit yourself to your personal why. Number 3, start small again. You know, it's not about taking these big leaps and bounds. You got to start somewhere. Like they say, we have to crawl before we can walk. We have to walk before we can run. And we have to run before we can sprint. So you don't have to overhaul everything in one day or even 1 week or even 1 month. Pick one thing to focus on this week. Maybe it's cutting out soda again. Maybe it's walking 15 minutes a day or 30 minutes of exercise. Folks, you got to start small. Just start. You know, sometimes we're trying to be so perfect. We're trying to, do these things all at once and try to keep up with people we see on social media. Stop it. Start small again. Step number 4, let go of perfection. The journey is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about making progress, one healthy decision at a time. That's how you win, folks. Step number 5, speak life. Like I've said before, your words matter. Stop saying I blew it. Even though you may have blown it, start saying I'm bouncing back. Don't say I can't. Say, I will. It's so easy to beat ourselves up, folks. It's so easy to give in to the negative self-talk. Trust me, when I was 268 pounds and I was first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, it was so easy for me to just sit there and wallow in this disbelief. Like, man, how could I let myself get this heavy? How can I let myself develop type 2 diabetes? How could I have done this? How could I have done that? Yes. If I would have kept going down that road, I would have sunk deeper and deeper into depression. I was dealing with the failed relationship. I was dealing with other things. I was wanting to achieve certain things in life, and I just felt like I was just going backwards. But you know what, folks? I had to do exactly what I'm telling you. I had to pause and reflect. I had to recommit to my why. I had to start small. I had to let go of imperfection, and I had to speak life over my situation. I had to stop seeing myself as this big fat walrus and seeing myself healthy, athletic, moving better, moving stronger. And so that's what I did, folks, consistently. You know, something that I constantly tell myself is to be focused, be dedicated, be motivated, be consistent, be persistent, and keep going. That's what I want for you, folks. We all have a story. We all have issues. Listen, there was a time, maybe you remember me sharing, if you've been following me for a number of years, or maybe you've just been following me this year, you know, I was on fire at one point, early on. I'm talking about after I got over that hump of my first comeback, if you will. I was on fire, and then I got to this place where I was just kind of coasting. You know, I went from 268 pounds to like 220 pounds, and I just felt like my weight loss was just at a plateau. And it was at that point where, you know, I was eating clean, I was moving daily, the weight was coming off, but then, you know, stress kicked back in and I just hit this plateau. But then I realized, okay, I need to keep feeding myself encouragement, if you will. I had to continue the journey. I had to, again, pause and reflect. Why did I hit this plateau? What's going on? Oh, you know what? I started eating bread again. Oh, okay. Yeah, that cookie that you were having every day. Yeah, that was kind of like contributing back to the blood sugar numbers. Okay, now I need to recommit to my why. Need to start off small again. Need to not focus on being perfect, but making progress. Had to continue speaking life. And guess what, folks? I went from that plateau of 220. Then my weight just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. Then I started feeling much, much better. I started to develop even greater and better routines that helped me. So I'm saying all this to say to you, the things that we are trying to pursue as far as perfection, maybe we need to rethink this whole perfection thing. You may be at a plateau right now. You may have gone backwards and you may have put on more pounds than you took off before. But that doesn't mean that you're a failure. That just means, hey, you know what? Again, you're human. Maybe you let your sleep get off track and you're back to only sleeping 4 hours a night. I've been there, done that. Folks, till this day, you know, I'm 4 or 5 years into my health journey. I'm pretty consistent, but there are times where if I don't pay attention, I can end up getting less sleep than I need. And then it affects me the next day. It may affect my energy the next day, but I know what to do. I know how to bounce back. This has become a lifestyle for me. You know, you may feel like getting that burger on the weekend or during the week may have set you back and you may feel terrible today or the next day. You may feel like, man, gosh, I just put on 5 pounds. I put on extra weight. Slow down, pause, reflect, stay committed to your why, start small again, let go of the perfection, pursue progress, speak life. Folks, let that become your regular cadence. Pause and reflect, recommit to your why, start small again, let go of perfection, speak life. If you notice I'm constantly repeating this, and you, of course, can replay this episode because I want this to be an encouragement episode for you. This is your bounce back time, folks. You see, just because you eat a cookie today when you weren't planning on doing, or you ate a bag of chips, or maybe had some soda, that doesn't mean you are a failure. Continue to remind yourself that you are worth fighting for. Your health is worth it. Your future is worth it. Folks, I want you to become tired of being sick and being tired. If you're a diabetic, you may be feeling sick and terrible right now. You may be on a bunch of medication, high blood pressure medication, diabetes medication, high cholesterol medication. I was on all of that. I was feeling terrible. I was feeling sluggish, but I kept going. So here's your call to action today. Pick one habit to restart, right? Talking about a good habit. Pick one good habit to restart, just one, and revisit your why. Speak life over your journey. Folks, when was the last time you had one day of drinking nothing but water? Remember when you started that? Maybe you added some flavor in the water. Remember that one day or 1 week you said, hey, I'm going to eat clean? You can get back to that. And if you've never started this journey before, and today is the first day that you're hearing me talk about reversing type 2 diabetes and the potential of sending it into remission, you may be like, whoa, I've never heard of this type of stuff before. I want to get my life in order. Folks, I've been there as well. It's time to bounce back, folks, and to bounce back stronger, bounce back better. Regardless of what you're going through right now, regardless of your setbacks, you can find a path forward. You can do it, folks. This is not the end of your story. It's just your comeback chapter. You got to take the punches as well as the victories. I believe in you, folks. Yeah, you may be in this ring and you're battling and you're feeling like you're getting hit left and right. Take those punches. That's okay. You may get knocked down, but I need you to get back up. Remember, this podcast is not to hype your head up, but it's about hope. It's about building a lifestyle and helping you to build a lifestyle that supports your health, your progress, and your future. I love you all. I know a lot of you all are struggling. There are times where I think about, man, what can I share with my audience that's really going to resonate and really hit home? You may be in Indonesia. You may be in Australia. I have people down under who are listening to this podcast. You may be somewhere in Europe, in Asia, or somewhere here in the US, and you may feel like you're going through this alone. I'm committing myself to continuing this podcast. I know there's times where there may be gaps in weeks where I haven't posted or published something, but know that there's at least 100, nearly 130 episodes you can go back and revisit. But I'm committed to this journey with you. You're not alone. I'm not a physician. I'm not a doctor. I'm simply a guy who used to be 268 pounds. And I figured out how to reclaim my health. To reverse type 2 diabetes, I learned how to get off medication and stay off medication. I did it the smart way. I did it through doing exactly what I'm telling you to do today and what I've been telling you throughout this journey of mine. And listen, folks, you can bounce back and bounce back better. Maybe you have a loved one who you can get on this journey with. Maybe that loved one needs help as well. Maybe that loved one needs encouragement. Share this episode with them. I also want you to go to my website at beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. There's quite a few resources there. There's blog posts. There's a resource guide to help you to lose weight. And it's all free. All you have to do is just leave me your name and email address. Just fill out the form and you'll be on your way. Download the information. But it's one thing to download free information and do nothing with it. I want you to do something different. I want you to put into practice the things that I'm sharing with you. So, folks, I hope this episode encouraged you. I want you to share it with your friends and loved ones, post about it, talk about it, email me at hello@beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. Let's bounce back together, folks. So, as always, stay focused, keep moving, never go back, leap forward, bounce back because you can, my friend. And above all else, trust God. You got this. I believe in you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with Oscar Camejo. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As a reminder, this podcast is intended for motivational and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional care by a physician or other healthcare professional or qualified fitness instructor. This podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or professional advice or services. If you're looking for help on your journey, seek a qualified medical practitioner. It's important that you utilize someone who is a trained, licensed healthcare professional who can help you on your journey toward good health.